皆さんこんにちは。私はベンと申します。オーストラリアのメルボルンから来ました。日本語はうまく話せませんが、どうぞよろしくお願いします。Hi everybody, I'm Ben. I'm from Melbourne in Australia, and that's all of the Japanese that I know. So I want to talk today about a project that I wrote called Babushka. It's a project for sysadmin, but what I call test-driven sysadmin. So it's named after the doll. In Russia, these are called matryoshka dolls, but in Australia, we tend to use the word babushka. And I chose the doll because they're nested, like this, and so is babushka. So test-driven, what do I mean? Well, with test-driven development, we all know how that works. You start with a test that fails, and then when you add the code, the test will pass. So babushka is the same idea, but instead of code, you have a task. And so the idea is that you start with a big task that you want to achieve, and you split it into as many small tasks as you like. And then each of those small tasks you describe to babushka. So as an example, say we want to make sure we're using the latest version of Ruby. So here's our test here, and our test is wrong. So to achieve it, we just tell RVM to use the latest version. And then if we test again, we'll see that it's working. So there's our failing test, and our task, and our passing test. And that together, that task and test, I call a dependency, or for short, a dep. So the way that I encode those is by saying, here's our two tasks. Let's turn them into two babushka commands. And sorry, that's not very visible. For the first one, we say the dependency is met if that task works. And for the second one, this is how we meet it, and we wrap them up in a block. So when I say nested, I mean that this could require one other. And so that first one, checking if RVM is using the latest Ruby, we need to make sure it's installed first. And for that to work, we need to make sure RVM is installed first. So and this can grow as much as you like. So here's a different example. This one is installing the Cucumber TextMate bundle. And to see how that works, I've got a bit of a demo here. So for a start, we can see that TextMate isn't running. But if we run babushka and say install Cucumber, it will first install TextMate. And then after that, it will install Cucumber as well. And so there's TextMate done. And then it knows how to get Cucumber from GitHub, and away it goes. And if we run it a second time, we'll see that it knows how to check that they're already there. So it won't have to do anything that second time. And after that, we'll see that if we try running TextMate, then it's running and it's working fine. So babushka lets you automate all those sort of things, which is great if you're working alone. But the thing that I'm the most excited about is the sharing. Because when we share, we can pool each other's effort and all benefit from each other's hard work. So another example might be, say we have an application, and we want to make sure the database is migrated. So in order to do that, the app needs to be bundled. So we need all our gems installed. So all you have to do is say Ben Hoskings and then a colon. So that's saying use this dep, but out of my set of deps. And then it's going to pull that straight from GitHub. So you can use things that I've written or anybody else who happens to have written deps as well. And these are all guys from Melbourne who've worked on things like this as well. So that's babushka. It's pretty much a way to encode your work in a way that is reusable later and to let everyone benefit from the work that you do. So if you have any questions, come find me later. I'll be glad to talk about it. Thanks very much.